All right. Good morning. This is John Hogg with AppFolio Property Manager and my colleague Michael Gordon, who's one of our senior solution engineers. This video is going to be recorded for you, James, so that you can have eyes on how AppFolio will improve your HOA management. We've been working really closely with Stacy. Stacy went through this demo earlier this week, and so she requested us to make another version of it on a recording so that you can view it on your own leisure over the weekend. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We spent about an hour on the phone understanding your business, understanding how you manage HOAs today and what your priorities are moving forward. From there, we put together a customized demonstration to show you how dues collection, compliance, and communication would improve with AppFolio versus how you're doing it today. And we can talk about next steps at the end of the video. So without further ado, we'll dive right in. So based on what Stacy shared with us, who is super fun to deal with, and hi Stacy, we very much enjoy working with you. She shared that her priorities are to streamline the co-op management, and that includes the whole areas of looking at violations, making those easier to manage, being able to manage more without adding additional headcount, streamlining dues collection, reducing the amount of paperwork that needs to be done, and then some of the reporting functionality of reporting to boards and streamline the communication between residents, board members, and internal staff. Ultimately, making things more user-friendly for the residents, and they're asking about functionality of being able to jump on their smartphones and be able to pay or be able to pay electronically, and just make it a lot easier for you to also give them the answers that they're requesting. Reduce the calls to the office, just get work done more efficiently. The goal here is to introduce AppFolio for the short term, get that in place for the co-ops because it's going to be a slam dunk. Excited for you to see that today, James. And then zoom out for the affordable portfolio, which down the road we will be developing functionality for. So today's demo will be focused on co-ops and about how we're going to help you maximize your efficiency in that area. Starts with a website, guys. So James, rapidly what we're seeing in the property management industry is more and more website is becoming kind of the new storefront. It's the one-stop shop where folks are able to go interact with your business, be able to do things like pay their dues, submit maintenance requests, get information on board meetings, see financials in one location. And when they use something like this, it eliminates you having to manually pick up a phone call, and it really maximizes the efficiency inside the office. Also, residents feel better taken care of because they can self-service and they can get instant service and instant answers to the questions that they have using one of these websites. And one of the biggest trends that we're seeing is the fact that folks are now accessing the internet mobilely. And when you go with an AppFolio designed website, it's really important to get something that is going to be what we call mobile responsive. And what that means is, looking at the screen, you'll see that website on 3 different devices: a computer, an iPad, and a mobile device. That's the same website, but the website's intelligent enough to know the size of the screen that it's on. And what it will do is resize itself to that size screen, so there's no pinching and zooming, there's clear calls to action, and your residents will be more inclined to use the time-saving features that are available on the website. So let me show you an example of one real quick. This is an example homeowner site. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down. This is what it would look like in real time, how that shrunk down on a mobile device. So right from their mobile phone, their iPhone or their Android, they're able to look at documents like bylaws, regulations. You can post board meetings, minutes, and then you can even go to a homeowner portal where you can actually log in and pay your dues online. The really important functionality on the site is the fact that no matter what device I'm on, it's going to look good, which is going to drive up the adoption of folks using the site. And they'll be able to self-service, which will save you time. And we'll talk about some of the more impactful functionalities like the portal that will also save Stacy and the accounting team time internally. But that's the website offering. It's also very competitively priced. We'll build this site for you one time for $2,000, one-time fee, and then it's $50 a month for unlimited hosting, unlimited changes, unlimited upkeep. That's our website. That's your new storefront. So that's the springboard for all operations going forward with AppFolio. All right, let's get into dues collection, guys. So dues collection, this is one of our most impactful areas that you're going to have an immediate return on your investment with AppFolio. And let's just revisit how you guys are doing it today real quick, and then we'll take a look. Okay, so right now we're using Buildium, guys. Portal's really hard to set up. You only have 20% adoption today, and really, if you try to sign up for the portal, it gives you a bunch of tasks. And when I was going back to the whole idea of the website, and it's all about making it as easy as possible and removing as many roadblocks as possible from homeowners being able to use these functionalities. Well, when you have a portal that if you have to sign up for it, you have to take a long alphanumeric passcode, which is what happens with Buildium. You have to copy paste that. Sometimes if you get an extra space in there, it says the password's wrong. You know, folks, the tendency is going to be to say, all right, forget this. I'm going to pick up the phone, call my property manager, and then just deal with them over the phone. That takes time out of your day. They end up not getting signed up for the portal, and you don't take advantage of them using the electronic portal to pay their dues online, which will have some benefits for you, as you'll soon find out. Number two, you are using Lockbox through Mutual of Omaha. There's coupon books that are sent out, those are sent in with their payments, and then those are basically downloaded, input into Buildium, and then your payments populate. Some folks do bill pay as well. Well, that actually sends you a physical check, which you actually have to manually enter. So there's a lot of downloading, dragging and dropping, and typing in manual payments today. And Stacy believes that the initial setup is so difficult with the Buildium, that creates a lot of extra phone calls into the office, like I just mentioned. And then it's also keeping your adoption rate for that online payment low at around 20%. She estimates around 16 hours a month are being sunk into dues collection reconciliation today. I'm confident that we'll be able to cut that in half, if not better. So without further ado, guys, why don't we dive in and we'll look at dues collection with AppFolio. So what I'm going to do, guys, is hand this over to Mr. Mike Gordon, and he's going to walk us through the money as it flows in through a website and into the online portal, into AppFolio. All right.
And before we do, I just want to start from my email inbox and show you what the homeowners will see when they receive the option to set up the portal. They'd simply click this button, Activate Now, and they will be asked to enter in a password, and that's it. So their email address and a password, and the next screen that they're going to be looking at is going to be this homeowner portal. It's going to have all the details for them, the balance that they owe, a full breakdown of that information, documents that they can share, and other things of that nature. So it's a great tool for them to use, and there's a lot that they can do here. We're going to take a look at the payments piece of it first. So right from here, you'll see that I have two options to pay. There's Pay Now and Set Up an Auto Pay. Each of these options is going to be obviously convenient for your owners, but also free to you guys. So the more that you can drive up that online payments adoption, the better it is for you because it's not going to cost you anything. A lot of homeowners like to set up the auto pay as well because it's convenient for them. They don't have to think about it. But we'll go through entering a one-time payment, and you'll see that I'm given two more options here, e-check or credit or debit card. Now, what's great for you guys and what's going to help you drive up the online payments adoption is that the e-check is completely free to your owners. So anybody doing bill pay or anybody that's using the portal today, or also anyone that's utilizing Lockbox is going to have the ability to pay you through the AppFolio portal electronically 100% for free. We also have the convenience of using a credit or a debit card where there's a convenience fee that's passed on to the homeowner. What we're going to do is select e-check, and it's going to, again, present the information for me here. And I'll click through this pretty quickly because once they've entered the information once, they have the option to save it. We also walk them through how to get it set up the first time. And it takes me 3 clicks, and at that point, I've made my payment. I'm given a confirmation page. I'm sent a confirmation email. And if I go back to my home page here, it's going to tell me that there's nothing for me to pay. So everything's updated in real time on their end, and everything's going to be updated in real time on your end. Now, this is our first look at AppFolio internally, and this is how it's going to look for you guys. Quick lay of the land. Across the top, you've got your tabs, and over on the right, you've got your tasks. But the fastest way to get to anything is going to be with this universal search. As soon as you start to type in something, it's going to start pulling up information. The more that you type, the more it's going to narrow down your results and show you the information for any homeowners or tenants or whatever you're storing in the system. You can type anything from names, phone numbers, email addresses, license plate numbers. It truly is a universal search. If you can type it, you can find it. What we're going to do is go over to accounting, and we're going to go to receivables. And within that, you're going to see my payment right there at the top. This has updated my account ledger, as well as all financial reports. And these e-check funds will actually deposit into your bank account the next business day. It's automatically reconciled with your bank account, so it's a very effective way to get them to pay online. It's entirely free to you, e-check free to your homeowners as well, and fully integrated so you don't have to do anything.
Thank you, Mike. So yeah, absolutely. So we're removing as many barriers to entry for driving folks to this. So it's free for them. Obviously, that's an incentive. They have a convenient way to pay online. The benefit for you guys is, you know, when you log in and they pay, it automatically does all the accounting on the back end for you. So it's super convenient. It's a time saver. As far as benefit was concerned, you know, at 50% adoption, if we get 50% of your residents on this platform today, you'll be saving 8 hours a month. So that's a full day back in Stacy's life where she can get out there and acquire new associations and grow the business. It's super convenient. Also, the portal itself is basically a one-stop shop for residents to be able to log in and look at what they owe, look at any sort of special assessments. All the line items will be listed in there. And when they use that, it's super convenient for them, and you get updated immediately in real time, like I said. One thing that we didn't talk about is Lockbox. So Lockbox, we do work with Lockbox. We work with Mutual of Omaha, and it would work very similar to the way it works today. Essentially, you would get your check sent out, you would download your validation file, drop that into AppFolio, super easy, and all of your payments automatically will post. So online payments free for you, free for your tenants. We work with your current Lockbox situation. If you do have money orders, we have an automated money order collection system. We can talk to you about that later. But anytime anybody uses any of these platforms, accounting's updated automatically, reducing calls to the office, giving you faster access to delinquency, and really making you competitive to your homeowners going forward. All right, guys, let's dive into compliance. Very excited. We're already saving a huge amount of time on the front end of the system with a beautiful property management-centric website and the portal with the online dues collection. Let's show you how we're going to streamline the back end on your compliance, in particular your violation tracking. So right now, things are being done on paper. Property managers are basically walking through these associations, snapping photos and writing down notes. Then they have to head back into the office where they have to put this information down onto an Excel spreadsheet. Then they have to pull up their Word document. They're creating these letters. They're taking the CC&Rs. They're looking at these different locations where to get information. It's a big paper shuffle. That all gets into the letters, and then they actually manually send them out. And then they have to keep the stacks of those letters to follow up on those correction dates. So it's really kind of an internal-driven process. Not a lot of help going on with the software side. So there's a lot of opportunity there for AppFolio to come in and really streamline this process. So what we're going to do is switch back into AppFolio, and we're going to show you how AppFolio allows you to track violations leveraging mobile technology, which is one of the big trends that you're going to see AppFolio brings to your organization, and you'll see why it's beneficial here in a sec.
So we have seen already that AppFolio focuses on mobility for you to bring to your homeowners, your website, that homeowner portal that we were looking at. Everything's going to be mobile responsive, but even the software itself is 100% mobile responsive, which means that you can access it from a browser like I am doing here, still have access to everything on your phone. All the tabs, all of the tasks are going to be available to you so that you can manage everything from no matter where you are from every device. In addition to that, we do have just an app. So you can just download the app. And the great thing is that because the system's mobile responsive, the app has 100% of the functionality that you could do in the back office. The other thing from an accessibility standpoint is that we offer unlimited users. So you can give every person in your organization access to AppFolio, and you can set up their role so they only have access to the things that they are in charge of, and they can't see anything that you don't want them to see. So what this means is that when you're doing compliance, you can have people who are out on site doing the walkthroughs, capture those compliance items right then and there. So I'm going to do this from my phone. What I'm going to do is select new violation in my task menu. And it's going to pull up a form for me to fill out for the violation. Here I can type in the homeowner or unit. Now, we talked about that universal search, and this is really useful. A lot of times you may be in front of a space or unit and you realize that you don't know who it is that lives in there. You can simply type in the address or the unit number in this case, and it'll pull up that homeowner for you. I can select my violation type from any of my saved violations that I have in here. And then I can put in a description here where I can either talk in the notes or type in the notes. So again, taking advantage of the functionality of a phone, I'm just going to click this microphone. Lawn is overgrown. And I'm done. Click save, and that violation is stored in my system. From this, I can do things like schedule follow-ups, send letters, communicate via email, or also add attachments, which again, for my phone, understands that it's on a phone and allows me to actually just take a photo from here. And I'll get a picture of John for you so you can see who it is that's talking. And we'll use that photo for our violation. In addition to that, we can add follow-ups. So maybe I want to add something here for someone to check on this. And remember, I can do this all from my phone, so I'm basically just doing this from the field to say that I want somebody to check on it. And you know what, I want John to do that. There he is. We'll save that. So we'll switch for a moment from this mobile view because I'm obviously doing this stuff from my phone. But what I do want to show you is that everything that's been happening on my phone here is actually going to update in my AppFolio database as well. So when I go over to compliance, at the top, you're going to see a lawn violation for unit A1. You're going to see the details. You're going to see the notes that I've typed in there or talked in there, moreover. And you've got my task here assigned to John. You've got the photo that I just took. You can even preview this photo directly in your browser and see John's happy face. Now from here, and again, it's up to you guys how this would work best for your organization, but the next thing is probably to send some sort of a notification. So I'm going to go over here from my desktop and click Send Letter. Select my template. And I want to include that photo with it as well. And I can either email this or I can print it. I'll just print it out and send it this time, but as you get people to an email or an electronic flow, it's very easy for you to just email that information to them. And it's going to include your letter, whether that's your courtesy letter or maybe a more formal letter. All the information's merged in, including a photo.
Awesome. So we're taking the job of the property manager walking the association and allowing them to eliminate any further work that needs to be done once they leave the site. So super, super, super impactful, guys. You know, the smartphone is in everybody's pocket these days. So your internal employees will be able to get out there, snap a photo, send a letter, and even set a follow-up right on site, eliminating the fact that they need to go back to the office to do additional tasks and to manually create the letter. Pretty exciting stuff. I know Stacy was very, very excited when she saw this the first time, but you know, AppFolio is going to really give you that reliable mobility and allow you to get that stuff done on site, eliminating to-dos when you get back to the office, guys. So very exciting, increases capacity for growth, also gives you a nice historical listing of all the different violation notices you've sent out on a homeowner's page with a time and date stamp. So if you do get into any sort of disputes or somebody said that I didn't receive that letter, you're going to have a digital trail of information with time and day stamps to support what your managers are doing in the field. In addition, I want to mention that we're not going to show this to you for time's sake, but we also have a architectural review platform included where residents will be able to snap photos of architectural changes they want to make to their units and submit those to a board. All right, guys, moving on. Next up, we have communication. And from a communication standpoint, what I'm talking about here is not only just communication with from your staff to your homeowners, but also from your company to the board members and internal communication. So what we're going to focus on here first is really just you communicating with the board members. So that's going to be providing financials at the end of the month or at their quarterly meetings, whatever schedule you have set up for them. So today, really what you guys are creating is using the system to peel out a balance sheet, peel out bank statements, your budget versus actual, and any checks that were written. You're creating those inside Buildium and then sending them out to the PMs who then get that information. Let me get this out of the way. Get that information over to the board members. So with AppFolio, we have some tools built into the platform. Obviously, from the front end, we're collecting all your dues. And the benefit of being the system of engagement and also being the system of record is that when you collect dues, that instantly updates all these financial reports. And then we have some automation built in that we're about to show you to easily get these reports sent out to the PMs or to the board members directly and leverage some of the mobile technology you've been seeing to add additional convenience for the board members to be able to access these financial reports 24/7, or at least the ones that you want them to see. So with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Mike, and let's walk through what the board packet creation process would look like in AppFolio.
Sounds good. So I'm going to start us off on West Coast Homeowners Association, and what you'll see is a subtab for my board of directors. This allows you to track individual board members so you know who's on the board, have their contact information, and it allows you to actually communicate with them through the system as well. So right here, what we want to focus on today is going to be the board member packet, where you can set up any sort of notifications that they should be in charge of, whether those would be financials, violations, or any other attachments that you might want to share. It can all be done from this page. So from this, if I look here, I can see that they get the violations list. They don't like any attachments for paid items like invoices or work orders, but it's just a simple checkbox to change that. And then I also have here the reports that I like to include. In cases where you see that the included report says something like West Coast HOA budget, that's because you can actually configure and save reports to look and feel the way that you want to or that your boards want to, and actually share those in the packet as well. So not only do you have our stock reports that you can send to them, you can also configure reports especially for them. Any other documents saved externally that you might want to share as well? It's a simple drag and drop to not only store this information to the portal, but if you wanted to share it, you simply check the box next to the items you want to share and click share. When it comes time to send the bulk packet or for financials, you can either do this for an individual board right here, or if you want to do it database-wide, come over to this report section and you'll see the option Share Board Member Packets. And this allows me to take all of my board members individually for their custom setups and share those to their portal, or I can also preview and actually print a copy of that as well. And that's it. Once you're done, it takes everything, collates it for you, and you're all set.
Boom. Yep, exactly. So one button to click that will automatically take all the financial reports. You can customize them beforehand, get them to look and feel, and then Stacy clicks one button and every association gets their financials. So another time saver, as well as another convenience maker, because now the board members have access to those financials. And these are just reports that you want them to see, so you have control. But they also have, for the ones that you do share, they have the convenience of being able to access these at any time. So that means folks are not going to be giving you calls. They can self-service, and really it's going to save both of you guys a ton of time and add additional convenience and make you guys even more competitive when talking to new associations about these new functions and features that you're going to be able to provide these associations. One other thing that we do in AppFolio is we really improve communication from just a communication two-way standpoint. And what I mean by that is you have the ability inside AppFolio to text message two ways anybody in your database. So that means if you wanted to send a text message, that's one of the most prolific ways to communicate today is through text message, because everybody's got a smartphone or everybody's got a cell phone. And it's a really great way to get a message to somebody without taking time out of their day. It's non-evasive communication. So a lot of millennials really like it, but then we're seeing a lot of adoption in the older generations as well. But either way, you can click a button, send one message, and send a text message to everyone in that association. The benefit is it doesn't come from your cell phone. It comes from a specific cell phone number or a specific database number attached to your AppFolio database. So your employees aren't giving out their personal cell. And if a homeowner replies to that, any reply is bifurcated and stored on the homeowner page. So you will have an internal record with a time and date stamp of every communication that you have with every homeowner. This also works for your board members. Also, email. This same thing, two-way communication via email. And what's nice about the email is that if you reply to an email, you start the email inside AppFolio. Every additional reply you can do outside of AppFolio in a different email browser. So you can start the email in AppFolio and then use your smartphone or your Outlook or your Gmail, and every subsequent communication is also bifurcated and stored in AppFolio as a record for you. So super prolific communication tools built into the platform, as well as really easy ways to create financials in bulk and upload and share with the board portal. We're really producing a lot of automation here, coupled with the mobility features that are convenient both for your homeowners, being able to pay dues and submit maintenance requests online, but also for your staff, being able to use their mobile devices to be able to get work done when they do their violations in real time. So that's about it, guys. We really appreciate the time today. This is really high-level overview of AppFolio. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any, we just skimmed the surface here. We did the 3 most impactful areas that Stacy mentioned that would definitely increase your productivity and your efficiency of your co-ops. So we're looking forward to continuing the conversation and getting this in place so that you can take advantage of everything that you've seen today. Give me a call at your earliest convenience and we can set up next steps. You can reach me directly at 805-364-6022. That's John Hogg, and that was Michael Gordon with the AppFolio Property Manager. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it.